before we get started, Matthew Slater will be replacing David Andrews in interview room number 2 in that second session. So, all right, let me just start the recording here. All right, Brian Hoyer joins us now, and we'll start with Ben Volen, followed by Evan Lazar.
Hey, Brian, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. It was a beautiful day to practice football, I'm sure. But
I can't see you.
Oh, is my video not on? No?
No. That's all right. I can hear you.
Weird. It says I'm on. Just curious, first of all, what's it like when Cam Newton is not out at practice like he was today?
I mean, it's just practice. Just go out there and, when you get the reps, you just take them.
And then you and Jarrett know each other. You guys spent a lot of time with each other for over a year now. What has it been like adding Cam Newton just to the mix, to the quarterback room? What's it been like having the three of you guys together?
Yeah, it's been fun. Cam brings a lot of energy, obviously, and, get to pick his brain on the system that he's been in and his experiences. So, look, I'm always trying to learn, and you learn from different teammates, you learn from different people, and, I've enjoyed it.
Thanks, Brian.
Next, we'll go to Evan Lazar and then Mike Giardi.
Hey, Brian. I just wanted to ask you, you've obviously been in the system for a while. Do you see any big differences or adaptations that Coach McDaniels has made to the scheme, without Tom here in the mix?
No, not really. I mean, look, there's 20 years of foundation in this offense, and I think the one thing that I've realized is each year that I've been a part of the team, the offense is a little bit different. You adjust to your players, your personnel, the defensive scheme, and I think that's the great thing about this offense is it's always evolving. So I think there's a great root of core plays and formations and things that we have, and I think on a week-to-week basis, that's what we do the best is go in and see what we need to do to attack the defense.
Just one quick follow-up. I know that you get this question a lot, but a lot of players, Jared, Cam, have really credited you a ton with helping them learn the system and helping them study their playbook and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, what that means to you to hear all those guys, give you credit in the same breath as the coaches sometimes for helping them out.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm the guy who's most experienced. I learned a lot, the years I've been here through whether it be Tom, Josh, Bill O'Brien, whoever it was. I mean, I've learned a lot about this offense over the years, and I try to obviously keep learning, keep getting better, and in that, help the guys around me. So, I wouldn't say that, I'm to the level where I always want to be, but I'm always striving to get to that level of, know the why, know the how, do those things, and then go out and execute.
Thanks, Brian.
Just as a quick update, Ryan Izzo is going now in the media workroom interview room, but let's go to Mike Giardi and then Mike Reese.
Brian, good to see you. I wanted to ask you something about off the field. I'm sorry, can you hear me all right?
It's real light, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'll talk loudly. I just wanted to ask you something about off the field. The way your team, the way the league has bonded in light of some of the things that have happened off the field. I guess, how proud are you to be an NFL player and to see sort of the evolution of the players' union and teams taking advantage of their voice here?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'll say this, I've never been more proud to be a part of this organization. Last year when I went to Indianapolis, I missed these guys. There's something special about the guys in this locker room, and it starts with the Matt Slaters, the Devin McCourtys, the Jason McCourtys. I know Dont'a Hightower is not here, but, Hightower, Julian, we have great leadership and it trickles down. And, when we talked the other day, to hear those guys speak, I don't know how anybody can sit there and hear the cries from the Black community and not say, we're with you. And I know we have a unique perspective being football players and interacting with guys of different color, race, religion, whatever it might be on any day. And I always look at how fortunate we are to get to come together as one, see that we all have differences, and that's okay. And then we embrace people's differences. And, you look out in our country right now, and there's a lot of division. And I think if we can be an example of unity, I'm all for it. So I fully support them and that movement. And like you said, couldn't be more proud to be a part of not only the Patriots and our great community, but the NFL community as well.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Next, we'll go to Mike Reese, followed by Dan Roach.
Brian, can you see me?
I can't. I think there's something behind my screen. I can't see any because I just see my background. So
Gotcha. Okay. I'd love to just follow up on Mike's question there.
yeah.
Just so when you talked about hearing those guys talk, the double-digit year guys, you know,
Yeah.
Matthew, Julian, how does that manifest itself? Like that discussion, because you know you guys got a lot to do.
Right.
Getting ready for a game, but you know, you obviously carved out time to do that. Can you explain sort of how that manifests itself?
Well,
that
look, that's
discussion?
more important than football. I mean, you know, you sit there and you hear them talk and hear how they have to teach their children, you know, if you get pulled over, do this or else you might not come home alive. I mean, my wife always jokes I'm not a very empathetic person, but when you sit there and you see a tear running down Devin McCourty's face and he's explaining that that's what he's going to have to tell his kids, I'm thinking to myself, how is this even, you know, how is this even possible? And I was fortunate enough to be raised to, you know, you treat everyone the way you want to be treated. And I know that seems so simple, but it's obviously not happening, you know, in our country and, you know, throughout the world really. And so you see that and you realize, you know, this is important and you got to create time. You got to sit down and have those conversations and, you know, to be able to sit in the locker room and talk for 25, 30 minutes and say, hey, you know, I hear you. I'm here for you. What can we do to help? And I think, like I said, there's something special about being in this locker room, and I'm so thankful that I'm here to be around those guys because they're such great leaders. And I, you know, when stuff like this arises, you look to them because their leadership is. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever meet, you know, better leaders than Devin McCourty and Matt Slater. I look up to them, and you know, they're just great men, and you know, follow their lead.
And to follow up on that, Brian, you know, you've played for 8 teams, 8 different organizations, really 25% of the league, right? And so you have this perspective. To have players that have been with an organization for 10 plus years,
Right.
is that a very, I mean, from your view, from what you've experienced with the other, you know, how rare is that?
Yeah, it's rare. And I've always spoke on this. I think even when I came back in 2017, I remember walking back in the locker room and, you know, when I was here, my first stint, you know, you had the Matt Lights, the Kevin Falks, obviously Tom, you know, the Stephen Guskowskis, the Teddy Brewskis. You had a bunch of guys who were these leaders, the core leaders of the team. And then you come back in 2017 and you see that those guys have been replaced by guys who I came in with, you know, Devin McCourty, Hightower, Julian, Slater. I mean, to have that continuity, to have where you have these core guys learn from another group of core guys and continue that leadership over years is so special. I think that's what makes this locker room so special because they are the glue that holds the locker room together. And there's a true love for one another in that locker room. And it's something that I wish everyone in America could experience because I think it'd be a much better place. You know, I know we come in here, we have our differences, we're different people, but we embrace each other for those things and learn to love each other. And really, I think that's what makes this locker room, you know, such a great locker room to be a part of. And like I said, I'm just so thankful that I was able to get back here and be a part of it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Dan Roach and then Megan O'Brien.
Hey, Brian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Probably a better thing you can't see me, so that's a good part of it too. Just for the sense of football-wise, you guys have had no joint practices, no preseason games. Bill Belichick said at the beginning of camp that it was almost going to be like getting ready for a college football season. Have you seen it? Do you take it that way as you have less than 2 weeks until your opener?
I don't know if I look at it that I look at it like, look, we're all in the same boat. All 32 teams are in the same boat. You're not doing preseason games. You're not doing joint practices. So you got to go out there and push yourself against each other. And I know that can be monotonous, but you try to find the challenge in it in every day. And, you know, thankfully for us on offense, we're going against, you know, a great defense day in, day out. And they're giving us a lot of different looks. So you have to go out there and make adjustments. You have to come back in, watch the film, say, okay, they're trying to do this, you know, let's go here. So I think you try to make the most of all the opportunities you get and just keep working hard and take it one day at a time and keep stacking those days together and knowing that, you know, in less than 2 weeks, you're playing a real game.
Will it be, just a quick follow-up, will it be on opening day? Kind of, what will your emotions be like from the sense of all that you guys have been through? But also, you guys talk so much about preseason and joint practice. You get to face another team and see another uniform.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Honestly, anytime you get a chance to go out and play an NFL game, you should be excited. And I think, you know, looking back to previous training camps, whether it be a first preseason game or a joint practice, you're always excited to go against somebody else because like I said, the monotony of going against the same guy every day. You're blocking the same guy. You're running your routes on the same guy. You're throwing against the same defense. You know, you want to go out there and challenge yourself against somebody else. So, like I said, any NFL game, you're blessed and excited to go out and play. But you know, it'll be exciting to go up against someone else.
Thank you.
We'll go to Megan O'Brien and then Doug Kyde.
Hi, Brian. Towards the beginning of camp, all three quarterbacks and the coaches have echoed that this truly is a quarterback competition. As camp has progressed, do you still feel like you're competing for the starting quarterback spot?
I mean, I'm always competing for the starting quarterback spot, whether it was Tom in front of me or whether whoever else is here. I think you have to look at it that way. You never know when your number is going to get called. You never know, you know, what you are going to get, and you really can only control what you can control. So I go out there and whatever reps I have, I try to go out and execute them the best I can. And, you know, until someone tells me otherwise, I'm always going to prepare like that.
Next, we'll go to Doug Kyde, followed by Trey Dare.
Hey, Brian. You and Brian Lewerke were basically, or you were in Brian Lewerke's tech spot basically in 2009, coming out of Michigan State and all that. What have you seen from him? What's your relationship like with him? And just what have you noticed from Brian so far?
Yeah, he's been great. He's a very smart kid. He asks a lot of great questions. He's learning, and I think you know, I look at myself. I was so fortunate enough to, you know, have those preseason games. So for him, it's all about, you know, getting in there, and when he has a rep, going out and executing it and doing the best he can. So he's done a great job. Obviously, you know, him being a fellow Spartan, I always try to, you know, kind of take him under my wing and say, hey, you know, when you do this, you know, maybe get your feet set this way or whatever it might be. But you know, he's been great. He's a good combination of being seen, not heard, as we always say rookies should be, and also, you know, speaking up and asking for, you know, good questions and, you know, having some good input.
Thanks.
And the last hand I see raised is Trey Dare.
Hey, Brian, thanks for taking some time with us today. This time of year is normally that fourth and final preseason game, and you know, it can create some nervous energy. That's something you've had to live throughout your career. How much different maybe does it feel this time around without that same kind of structure there? And are there some things maybe you have to do personally to adjust the way things are to mimic maybe how that's felt in the past?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, you know, it is what it is. Everybody's going through the same thing. And, you know, so now you're just going out and whatever, you know, type of practice is structured, you go out and try to execute the best you can. Like I said, I try not to worry about things that I can't control. I've learned that over 12 years in the NFL, especially with the career that I've had. So just go out, and when you get opportunity to play, you play the best you can, and, you know, keep stacking the days together. So.
Okay, I think we'll end it there. Thank you very much for joining us, Brian.
Thanks, Michael.
How do we inspire people to lead their healthiest lives? How do we bring everyone together so that healthcare finally works for all of us? We know how. We are the how. Optum. How well gets done.
What's my retirement savings plan? Oil, baby. Oil. Sprinkler pipe. Diane!
Ready or not.
Gillette ProGlide and ProGlide Gel. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke while washing away dirt and oil. So you're ready for the day with a clean shave and a clean face.
For over 60 years, this team has transformed itself into a championship organization. For over 160 years, our team has demonstrated a similar mentality. There are no days off. Our front lines are fortified by people who sacrifice individuality for the team. Our shelves are also stocked with the best quality products and ingredients. Our team members know their roles. We're proud to do our jobs. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the 6-time champion New England Patriots.
My Caleb sofa and love seat. With Bob's discount, you get both pieces for just $7.99.
$7.99? Are you joking?
Do I look like I'm joking?
Yes, you look like you're joking.
I'm serious.
Cool.
Get Bob's discount! How do we inspire people to lead their healthiest lives? How do we bring everyone together so that healthcare finally works for all of us? We know how. We are the how. Optum. How well gets done.
What's my retirement savings plan? Oil, baby. Oil.